Hi, welcome back to another edition of SlingPaint Gaming.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Where are we? We're in a different place.
Dude, you painted.
We are actually doing a live feed from Play It Again in Concord, North Carolina, right?
Yep, pretty close to where we live and spend most of our time.
Yes.
It's actually one of the local stores that we play at here and go to some tournaments at.
Yeah, we actually... the great owner, Chris, he's a great guy. We love going to the store here. And we actually check this technology out. We got a couple things going on here today.
Ooh, watch this.
Yeah, watch this. You ready? I'm going to fade in. If I can fade in, we got also a game table ready to go, which usually people start coming in around 6 o'clock here. And actually, hold on, if I put that back on, then you can see us in the bottom there in the corner.
We're way down in the corner here.
But that's pretty cool. So we got a couple things to talk about today.
Oh man, there's a lot that's been going on.
And you were kind of upset about a lot of different things. So
Not a lot, just one or two.
Just one in particular,
just
right?
One or two.
All right, so let's get right into it. The FAQ update that just came out, that's going to be effective October 24th, and it's going to impact Worlds. I mean...
Yeah, so they released this, like, what, 3 weeks? Is it 3 weeks?
3 weeks before.
3 weeks before Worlds.
2 days ago before we're recording this? Yep.
Yeah, so it's, I mean, okay, I'm upset, but at the same time, I expected it. I kind of called it out, and it was needed. You know,
I agree. You know, the funny thing is, and let's go right into it, because one of the biggest things that they did was they got rid of Deadeye for large base ships.
Right. So, and the reasoning behind that is because the triple jump masters were causing a lot of ruckus in the tournament scene. Granted, you didn't always see them winning,
right,
but it knocked out a lot of viable lists. It knocked out B-Wings. It knocked out...
A lot of the Rebel side actually were impacted, one, especially with the low agility, 2 agility, or 1 agility ships. K-Wings, B-Wings. But the funny part is, you didn't see a lot of jump masters here in the States. I mean you did. It was mostly in the European side.
Yeah, they weren't as heavy, especially here in our local metas. But... yeah, it's a huge change. Like, I, for one, was planning on taking triple jumps to our regionals.
I know.
And that's why I'm mad, okay? Sorry, Nicholas. That's why I'm mad. Because I was planning on taking
Nicholas
them.
is like, don't be upset.
And then now I have to change what I want to fly because I can't, I mean, I can fly that list, but I won't be as effective.
I know.
So I definitely don't want to take it now.
The biggest thing with the Deadeye, and what a lot of people loved about that combination, is acquiring a target lock is a lot harder to do, especially when you're a lower pilot ship, because if you have your arc dodges or high pilots, you can maneuver out of the way.
They'll be farther away.
Right. So that was a lot of the issue, was that. So what they did was, by putting Deadeye on it, it was a focus, because then whatever ship's in front of you, you didn't need to have a target lock on it. You just be able to fire. So by them doing this, pretty much eliminated the triple jump masters. Now, it didn't eliminate Dangaroo, which is the Manaroo and Dangar combination.
Right, exactly.
You're still going to see that, but like we posted up something on Facebook. I felt a great disturbance in the force. You know, a lot of jump masters are going to be listed up on eBay. Maybe
yeah, I've got 3 down here. If somebody wants to
buy the third one, I only need 2 now. But the interesting thing is, the only time that, if I recall, they did this was
the Whisper change.
Whisper.
Yeah, back. In the earlier waves when they changed...
Whisper, because Whisper was very powerful.
The decloak, yep.
Yep. But, you know, a lot of people say they didn't see this coming. You know, we've been hearing that this was coming.
Yeah, I said that the easiest fix would be to make Deadeye small base only.
Yep.
Or to change the point cost.
To change the point cost.
You agreed with me, and...
Actually, I thought they were going to change the point cost. Maybe like make it like 2 more points higher or something. But this also impacts a lot of... the party boat, which is the Hound combinations that you see with 2 jump masters. So usually you would see a party boat like with on the Hound, you see Zuckuss, Dengar, and whoever else that you would Forlorn.
Right.
And then you would have 2 jump masters outfitted the same way you normally in triple jump masters. But now you're not going to see that no more. It's
not.
I have a funny feeling you're not going to see that at Worlds whatsoever.
I will almost bet you won't see triple jumps anymore.
Right.
You might see one with like overclocked or something like that.
A support ship or Manaroo. Like if they have a Manaroo, you don't need to have the Deadeye or Plasma Torps. You're just dishing out tokens and keeping Manaroo alive. That was the whole purpose of it.
So that's one of the major changes. The other ones were cluster mines,
Cluster
which
mines.
they
Yes.
they added that if you roll a crit, you take that now.
Yeah, because before it originally
just
just
a
said
hit.
hits only. Now it says hits and crits and deals out damage.
Yeah,
so
so-
it went from being like 3/8 every time you're rolling. Now it's to a half, 50%. So it's 50-50. So I think you're going to see a lot more cluster mines start showing up. And reason why is just think about it. You're laying down 3 individual tokens that could deal out dice.
Oh yeah, and it's such a wide berth.
Oh, yeah.
of area there.
The other, I think that was a good change for the cluster mines.
Yep.
The other thing that you're going to start seeing, I'm actually going to pull up the article here so you guys can see this. Let's pull this up. All right. This is the X-Wing. If you go to our website, slingpaint.com, hover over X-Wing and go to the X-Wing resource pages, you'll see I have all the versions of the FAQ and rules and updates right there on the top. But the version 4.2.2, effective 10/24, this is the article. One of the things I wanted to point out right off the bat was this right here, the rules reference related to obstacles. So one of the biggest things that a lot of people were going back and forth on, in the original rules base, when you, tractor beam something over the rocks, it was not considered a maneuver because you were not executing a maneuver. So what they
Right.
did was they helped say that no matter what, if you're tractor beamed, whatever, you're going to be rolling some asteroids or debris clouds, hits or crits, whatever the combinations are. So they're allowing that now and making sure it's crystal clear. But
Yeah, no, I agree. There was confusion. Now it's clear. So people are going to take damage, or possibly, if no matter what they do.
and a lot of it was because of that, the Buzzsaw Whisper list that we started seeing, which had that what was it, sensor
Collision detector.
collision detector.
Yeah, so you can decloak over debris and rocks and stuff like that.
But a lot of people didn't think you have to take the stress if you went over debris.
Right.
Because it wasn't actually executing a maneuver. But now they made it clear, no matter what you do, if you are on a rock or debris, you're it. All right, so the other thing here, too, is you can see the rules reference stress, page 18. Basically, it says, now this is a game changer. Now, a lot of people talking about this. Before, when you actually had a stressed ship,
Yeah, see, I don't agree with this one.
you don't agree with this?
Nah,
Really?
just go ahead.
All right. So the rule is a stressed ship cannot execute red maneuvers or perform actions. If a stressed ship reveals a red maneuver and cannot use a game effect to rotate its dial or execute a non-red maneuver, the owner moves the ship as if it was doing a white 2-speed maneuver.
All right, here's why I don't like this
All
one.
right. Why don't you like this?
For one, it can be abused.
Yes.
All right. So say you get the crit that says you cannot be assigned straight maneuvers,
Okay.
and you're stressed, but you want to do a straight maneuver.
Or something to that effect. I know
So
what you're
you
talking
put
about.
it to a red, and then you have to do a straight 2.
And I think it's a white. Yeah, it says a white 2 maneuver
A white.
too.
So you're not going to get double stressed.
Yep. That's the other thing too.
Or
You can't
think
fly.
about,
You can't fly them off the board anymore.
What's the crew that allows you to remove a stress from a friendly when they do a white move? Was it Kanan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's that.
Yep.
Also, it took out the skill of kind of a ninja nerf to
A ninja nerf. I
a
like
ninja
that.
nerf to the debris cloud from the Shadowcaster, because if you were to drop that on somebody who was stressed before they moved,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
or I'm sorry, if you dropped it on them, they take a stress and then they show a red maneuver, you would then get to choose their dial.
Yep.
That's just, to me, that's player skill, and I'm going to call it the force instead of luck, just to be silly. But that kind of takes that whole scenario out of
that's
play
true.
now.
That's true.
So now they're just going to do a 2 forward. I don't agree with
Yeah,
it. I don't
Nicholas
like
even
it.
says on here. Nicholas says the stress was probably because of the garbage truck. That's exactly why.
I
think they
agree
put
with
in
that,
here.
Nicholas. But I like being able, and actually it happened during our last match.
Yes.
One of our last matches. You had that crit or whatever, and you picked the wrong move, and I flew your ass off the board.
Yeah. Actually,
So-
you're right. I would have normally done a 2 straight
You
and been
don't get to
safe.
do that often, but when you do, it's like, yeah, you kind of feel like a jerk, but at the inside, you're
You know
like,
what it reminds me of? Like back in the day, I used to fly a lot of radio-controlled airplanes, right? And one of the things that you had to learn when you fly radio control airplanes was when the plane's flying away from you, left and right is okay.
Right.
Right. But when the plane's flying towards you, left and right's backwards and upside down or whatever the case may be. So that was like one of the things with the dials. Like I played a lot of people that said, "Oh, I meant to do a 2 left, not a 2 right."
Well, then turn the dial upside down.
And look at it.
I
So,
do that all the time.
Yeah. So long story short, I can definitely see that. But it is, I think, a fix to clarify around the debris cloud, kind of like what Matthew's talking about. But like I said, it is what it is. All right, so let's get right into some other stuff here. Now, the heavy sick interceptor title card.
Yep.
That everybody, I don't think I think one person locally, Ryan, had always did
he loves
the six before they even had this modification. When I saw this, I was the first person on Facebook messaging him. I'm like
tagging.
Like,
hey, Ryan,
yeah, I'm like, hey, check this new fix out. Basically, I think a lot of people didn't play the 6 because they were too brittle.
Well, they were overcosted for what they offered, and with this now they get an extra hull.
Yep.
So it kind of makes them like a TIE fighter for the scum side, just not as good maybe.
Yep.
But I don't know, who knows? I don't think we'll see them in competitive play on the top tables, but I do think we might see a little surge of.
I think this is just a regular support ship. I mean, you got to think about it, like the ability to do the cannon, HLC on it. Now, yes, that gets a little costly for a little fragile base ship, but increasing your hull value by 1, I like that. I like that a lot.
I mean, it's a whole upgrade for 2 points instead of 4.
Yeah. And then we talked about the Deadeye already.
Yep.
Small ship only, which I remember exactly what I was texting Nims and I said, hey, did you see the new FAQ update? He's like, no. I said, you're not going to like it.
No, I didn't like it
because that was the list that you were going to fly.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Okay, so there's one big section in here, and I'm not going to go into this big section.
Yeah, don't do that. That one's
but,
long.
You know what? But I'm just going to show it real fast on how big it is. It's called the Open, Derived, and Hidden Information.
Red.
Long story short, don't be an ass. Right? Something that's hidden, that's information that's well known. If the player is asking about your cards, whatever the case may be.
Do you have a 5K on your dial?
Right.
I guess you kind of have to say yes or show them your dial. Instead of going, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So,
like
long story short.
I guess I'm an ass.
You are an ass.
Okay, my bad.
You're the pretty one in the ass.
It's from not having a soul. As a ginger.
Yes. Actually have Adam. Adam says, hey, guys, I just want to let you know that I'm a new player and just got the core set today.
Awesome.
Nice.
Oh, welcome to the game.
I've been watching your videos. ABS, they're super helpful. Really appreciate it. That's awesome. Just when you're going through, there's a lot of stuff. Go with what you love, pick your faction, and go from there. Start off small.
That's the easiest way to do it.
Right, and then a lot of the X-Wing community will definitely help you out, and definitely will open you on with welcome arms and play with, and they'll let you play and figure out things, and tell them that you're new, and believe me, they'll help you out.
And support your local stores.
Yes. All right, so the biggest other thing, there was a couple different things on the big, huge flow chart, but it was just pretty much identifying when abilities trigger. Nothing really major. I'm trying to see what I think. Oh,
Biggs. I saw that as you were scrolling through.
Yeah, let me pull up Biggs here.
All right, here's another list I was flying, was the Ghost, Thane, and the Ark, and Biggs. So with this change, let's say you fly Biggs up to another Ghost, and you're alongside of him, but you're out of the main primary arc.
Yeah.
Well, now that Ghost does not have to shoot you with a turret if it doesn't want to.
This is huge because a lot of people were getting stuck. Like they had to shoot at Biggs.
Yeah. Well, what it did was it made Biggs like a have to almost to fly with Rebels in some of these lists.
Right. And a lot of the Biggs thing was because of a counter for the U-boats.
True.
Because you wanted the
you wanted to be able to try and dodge half of those munitions.
Take those plasma torps to Biggs, or even anything else, even the aces or whatever the case would be. You have to shoot at him. But now that you have now the attacker has the ability to choose what weapon they want to use is huge.
And if Biggs isn't in the arc, then they don't have to do it. They don't. I mean, they can shoot at whoever they want.
I think you're still going to see a lot of Biggs out there still because Biggs' ability is still nasty.
He's still a very viable pilot. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, I think if you look at his ability, it says the other friendly ships at range 1 cannot be targeted by attacks if the attacker could target you instead. New players out there, think about it this way. they have to shoot at that your bigs first. So if you have like a ghost standing by or a K-wing or something that's got 1 or no agility, the best part about bigs is that they have to shoot that ship first, so that your other ship can last longer and hopefully survive some of the end game. That's the kind of the big thing about bigs. All right, so let's take a look here. What else we got?
So
I think
those were most of the major changes in the rules.
Wingman had a small change here. It says the ship with Wingman equipped is the ship that is removing the stress token. Therefore, a ship with Wingman and Kyle Katarn crew may be assigned a focus token after it removes a stress token from another friendly ship. So it just opens up a little bit for Wingman. A lot of people are going back and forth. Well, another friendly ship, my ship's friendly ship. You know what? Right. You know, can I remove a stress off? So that's kind of what that's talking about. I mean, that's pretty much it. They talked about timing related to IG and Dengar and what have you. Again, go to slingpaint.com. Actually, let me do this. If you go to our website right here, all right, slingpaint.com, and if you hover over X-Wing and you go to the X-Wing resource page, let me pull this up.
Might help if you show them.
Yeah, it might help if I show them. Yeah, that would help. So let's do that again. Right. Slingpaint.com. That's a homepage. Hover over X-Wing and go to X-Wing resource list. This is a resource list, the new FAQs right there, and also the new tournament rules. So pretty much talking about how the structure and layout and tokens and what things you can use and what you can't use and all that stuff. Nothing, I don't want to say majors there, but there's also a bunch of other stuff that we have there on our X-Wing list, but you can definitely check that out at another time. All right. So that was the FAQ. The range rule change, we saw. Like I said, just go through it. It's very common sense. A lot of the things that we wanted to talk about with the FAQ was just like some of the big things, like Deadeye. I mean, that was, we were actually talking to Ryan Fleming last night, and we were on Vassal, Nims and I, and we were playing, and Ryan Fleming joined in our room, and we were talking back and forth on chat, and he was the guy that won the Hoth Open at Triple Jump Masters, and we were going back and forth. Great guy. If you guys ever meet him run in person, he's a great guy. He's actually going to be at Worlds, so I get to see him at Worlds. He was talking about that too. He's like, we all knew it was coming, but we didn't know what was coming.
Change.
Right.
But
and
a lot of people suspected that change to Deadeye. And is what it is now.
You know what the funny thing is?
Now I got to figure out what to fly.
I was actually thinking about...
We have now swap positions.
Yes, we have swap positions.
You kind of know what you're flying, and I have no friggin' clue.
Yes. And the funny part about all of that is all the stress that I was going through, and then I said, finally, screw it. I'm just going to fly what I know and what I love. And now he's going through all of that. Yeah. But you're actually going to be flying some Palp Defenders, I think, right?
Well, I don't know if that's what I'm set on. That's one of the lists I'm thinking about. So.
All right, Sean, let me go through some of these questions here.
Sure.
A lot of people are welcoming the new guy. Great.
That's
Adam.
awesome.
Yeah, I love that. Safan says, awesome show. Greetings from Germany. Nice. Sean
things
Baldwin,
in my way, I can't see
you
it.
can't see it? Oh. Sean Baldwin says, hey, Berto, mention in a message to me about Vassal match. What did you mean by that? What do you mean by like Vassal? So Vassal, if you don't know, if you go to our X-Wing resource page.
Go back and show them.
I'll go back and show them. On our, there we go. On our X-Wing resource page, if you go to, did I pass it?
Right there.
Right there. Online simulators, there's this Vassal. This is not really a simulator. It's actually an actual tool where you can play online X-Wing game.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, you kind of have to know what the cards do because most of them are blank.
Yeah, that's the only biggest learning curve is like I love when I see cards and I don't have to remember every single one. Vassal, you have to have some kind of reference guide.
Yeah, you literally need to know what each card is.
And I'm gonna actually sit down and screen grab and actually show you how you guys set up Vassal. But Kensington Channel, I think, actually did a great Vassal match as to what I used to learn. And the Vassal community is great when you go on there and you can actually say, hey, I'm a new player, new to Vassal. They'll help you and walk you through it. It's like I said, it's very easy. But the cool part about it is you get to play X-Wing online, and there's online leagues too. There's a lot of them
tournaments, all types of things.
And it's great, and it's very like the dials, and you hold them secret. You reveal your dials. They actually taken that all into an account. Also bumps. I actually like dealing with bumps on that instead of actually dealing bumps with real life. But it was definitely. Like I said, it's a little bit of a learning curve when you first get it, but we've been playing a couple matches already,
Yeah.
and we get it. The biggest thing is knowing the cards.
Well, that and depth perception. It's a lot different looking at it on a screen versus being in person because your depth perception is off. So something you think
it's 2-dimensional instead of 3-dimensional.
There's a learning curve, but it's not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So yeah, it's pretty neat. It also has other games besides X-Wing too. So go check it out.
All right, so let me go through here. We have 2 from Germany. Nice.
Awesome.
Seamus. What's up, Seamus? He's here.
Really? You said it wrong again?
I did again. Seamus. Seamus. He's going to kill me. I swear. He's going to hate me. I spell things phonetically, so when I see things, that's how I spell things. I don't know why. It just happens to me.
All right.
Let's see here. Millennium TARDIS says, Berto, when are you getting into Suppressive Fire? Pay attention to the special U-Wing pilot. We will. Yes, that's coming up next. Nathan says, Nims, as a former Triple Scout player, I know how you feel. Thoughts about transitioning to Dangaroo?
Well, that's an awesome question. You know how to fly the Triple Scouts.
Yep.
With Dangaroo,
we actually have a recorded Dangaroo match.
I was like, what are you doing? Smacking me with your Yoo-Hoo can over there. But pretty much, it's if you haven't flown it, take some look at other videos out there. I think we actually did a mirror match of Dangaroo versus Dangaroo.
Yes.
And
it went down.
And it came down to final salvo.
Yep.
So that was pretty neat. But pretty much you can play it 2 different ways, either offensively or defensively. Most common is defensively, keeping Manaroo in the back and just feeding everything to Dangar. But I think that would be a natural transition for a triple U-boat player because you're used to flying those ships already. Yep. These just give you a little bit more natural firepower, for lack of a better term, with the turret instead of.
And I still think you're going to see a lot of Dangaroo, and especially in Worlds and Regionals. I think Dangaroo is a very, very powerful list, and
it's definitely.
It's little decisions here and there, and can make and break a game.
Oh, these nerfs did nothing for Dangaroo,
no.
So you're still going to see that list. It's still going to be one of the top meta lists out there.
Absolutely,
definitely.
Colton says, "Hey guys, I'm at work. Don't tell my boss. We won't tell your boss." He's like, "I'm using an external connection so they can't track it."
Good idea.
All right. So let's do this. Let's segue right into our next thing, which was I'm gonna switch here.
Hey, everybody can hear us okay too, right? Let us know how everything sounds since we're in a new location.
Yeah, we're in a new location again. Play it again in Concord, North Carolina. We're actually going to be doing a lot of live streams from here going forward. And a lot of it is to just so we can broadcast some games. Again, let me show you guys what we're looking at here. I got camera action where I can switch the camera right onto the game board. We don't have anybody yet shown up, but usually they start rolling around 6 o'clock. And I can do this. Look, little picture-in-picture thing.
Ooh,
it's technology.
Stuck. We're in a box. Okay.
All right. But we're going to be doing a lot of feeds from here, so good stuff coming up with that. All right, so let's get right into the next article. I'm going to pull it up.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. Suppressive Fire.
Uh-oh.
So Fantasy Flight Games listed out a brand new article, Suppressive Fire.
Of course they did.
And basically it's a preview of Sabine's TIE Fighter expansion pack for X-Wing. Like we talked about before when they first launched this whole Wave 10 stuff, and the whole thing about like I think Fantasy Flights hates painters.
Yeah, this was I said that when I saw the new Heroes of the Resistance coming out.
Yep.
When I saw this, I hadn't watched Rebels yet, so I was like, wait a minute. I've seen tons of people paint this ship, and now
it's a
they're
hard
putting
ship
one
to
out.
paint.
Oh God, the detail in it. Yeah.
So the funny part with this, they came out with this. They also came out with the Poe Damerons with the Heroes of the Resistance, the Black X-Wing, which a lot of people painted. Now they're gonna. I was actually gonna buy a painted version of the ship I saw on eBay, but then all of a sudden they announced it. I'm like, I'll just wait till that comes out.
That's what I'm doing. I mean,
but
I don't really fly X-Wings that much. So
anyway, yeah, I might actually buy a couple of them so I can have maybe a baby black squad, all black squadron. Oh yeah, that's gonna look sexy. All right, so here's the new TIE Fighter. Here's the article. We've linked it down in the description below. Suppressive Fire. So let's talk about the stuff. The first thing that I want to go to here, I'm gonna switch screens. Oh, what happened?
maybe, who knows?
Did I switch screens?
No.
There we go.
There you go.
All right. So there's the Sabine TIE Fighter, and this is all the new information that they're coming out in the new release of this article. But the first thing I have to go here first because they The U-wing, which
somebody said, pay attention to the to the U-wing pilots.
Oh, absolutely.
And, yeah, that was the first thing he noticed.
That's the first thing I think I shared on Facebook with our page there. So one of the things when they came out and talked about the U-wing was they did not show the point value of the generic pilot, or if it was a generic pilot
Right.
for the U-wing. And they now show
Baby
it. You guys can see it. Yeah, it's a baby U's
Baby blue
instead of
U.
baby blue U's. So the cool part about it is Blue Squadron Pathfinders at 23 points. That means I can get 4 of them on a board for a 100-point list with 8 points to spare for some extra goodies.
Which, yeah, you got two crews, you've got torpedoes, and you've got a system upgrade.
That's awesome.
That's kind of
That's
cool.
that's almost like a Rebel shuttle. If you think
Kinda.
about it, I wonder if they're going to come out with something that's
Like
like,
a little Yoda
Palpatine,
card.
Yoda, Obi-Wan, or something that can give some power to the Rebel side. That, you know how awesome that would be?
Yeah, and room for fire control. Yep, you're absolutely right.
Mhm. Fire control systems, FCS, baby, yeah.
But it's only got 1 agility.
So,
Okay.
it's a little bit tanky. It's got 4 and 4. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Ghost. Not the Ghost.
I was
the
like,
Mist
wait a
Hunter,
minute.
The Mist Hunter.
Yeah, yeah.
Very similar on
Very
the scum
similar.
side, but it's a large base ship. So just imagine flying 4 of these bad boys on a board. I mean, 3 like U-boats was crazy, and then when you had a person that played 3 U-boats on top of that, that's a lot of large ships moving around on a small 3x3 board. And the whole cool part about this U-wing, if you guys haven't seen it, those wings move back and forth, just like in the movie trailers that we've been seeing as them coming out. All right, so let's go right into the next ship here. So the next, I'm gonna go. So we've seen Sabine Wren. They showed this before. So this is nothing new that we've seen. So immediately before you reveal your maneuver, you may perform a free boost or barrel roll action.
Yep.
I like that. I like that for 15 points. You're going to see a lot of these in the list as filler. Instead of maybe the regular headhunter, if you have 15 points instead of 12 points, this would be a great middle-of-the-road pilot to fit in. And the best part about it is this pilot skill value of 5.
Yeah.
So it's just like a Countess Ryad from an Imperial side. It's not as beefy, but guess what? It's got a cool ability, and
Oh yeah, I mean you're getting great maneuvers out of that. Free
Oh, yeah.
boost, free barrel roll, you know.
good stuff. A new pilot that they talk about is Ashoko Tano, which is pilot skill value of 7, only at 17 points. And look at her ability there. It says at the start of the combat phase, you may spend 1 focus token to choose 1 friendly ship at range 1. It may perform a free action.
There you go.
I like that.
So fly that with somebody who can pass focuses, and you're getting actions for days.
Yeah, there's a couple combinations. Like I was going back and forth on this, trying to think about different things and what you could put on it and how to outfit it and what have you. But I think there's definitely going to be some interesting builds. It does have an elite slot, which is nice, but that's all it has. So there's some combinations of what you can put on there. That's what I got to start thinking about. All right, so let's go right into the next section here. Captured tie. This
I just like the way the card looks.
the card does look killer, actually. But this, if you think about it, it's unique. Okay, TIE Fighter only, Rebel only, so it can only be for the Rebel side TIE Fighter, so Sabine's ship, or I should say Sabine type class ship, the TIE Fighter. But it says enemy ships with a pilot skill value lower than yours cannot declare you as a target of an attack. After you perform an attack, or when you are only the remaining ship in play, discard this card.
So put veteran instincts on
Ashoka?
Ashoka, and just be a support.
And it's almost like
Give
it's
people
like,
free actions.
It's like an opposite of Biggs.
Yeah.
You know, instead of you want everybody to shoot at you, you're actually getting this, having this, you can't shoot at the ship.
Right.
I wish this was not just TIE Fighter only. I wish this was
No,
Rebel only.
that would be overpowered.
No, it's not. Stop. I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go right into the next card.
I definitely see that though. People doing that, creating a fully support version of the Rebel TIE.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so we did see Sabine's masterpiece in here, which we already seen. Your upgrade bar gains the crew and the illicit upgrade slice, which is nice because the TIE Fighter only, Rebel only, this goes on all the ships, right? This, and it's for 1 point. I like that.
Yeah.
You know,
So you
it
get a
opens
crew.
up things. But it opens up to, look at this new card. Check this out. EMP, now it's unique. This was weird, okay? It's an illicit upgrade. It's unique, so you can only have one of these, right?
Oh yeah, you don't want like all of your ships flying
Why
around with
not?
EMP devices.
Why not? That'd be awesome. Overpowered? No. It says, during the
ion
combat phase, instead of performing any attacks, you may discard this card to assign 2 ion tokens to each ship at range 1.
So the reason it's 2 is because it takes a large base ship 2 ion tokens to be ionized. So that means that every ship within range 1 is going to be ionized no matter what size.
That's killer.
Aside from a huge ship, of course. But
Now, it's a 2-point cost, but what I like about this, it's guaranteed. You don't have to roll dice.
yeah.
They don't have to go through it. If they're in range 1, you can discard that card, and they're ionized.
so
Now, think about this.
hold on, I'm thinking about the crew options with this.
No. Ready? Asuko with title, with the EMP. Nobody can shoot at her. That's slower than her.
Huh.
With VI on
She
it.
just flies in.
She's a
at the
flyer.
end.
She drops that on
That's
somebody,
nasty.
ionizes it, sets it up the shot for another ship, supporting ship.
So Sabine crew gives you the bomb upgrade, right?
Sabine Crew gives you the bomb upgrade, yes.
Okay. So with that, the new title gives you a crew. So you put
Yes.
Sabine on there, and it gives you an illicit.
Yes.
So it gives you that
Mm-hmm.
with cluster mines. You
And with
fly
Sabine's
in.
and with Sabine's crew's ability, where anybody in range 1,
Yeah, so you fly in.
okay,
You after you do your maneuver, you do that for an action.
well, this is during the combat phase.
That instead of
performing attacks.
attacking. Yeah, so as your action, you drop the cluster mines behind you,
Okay.
and then EMP everybody. So they have to go
Go
into
through
your
it?
cluster. Yeah, that's kind of nasty.
I
right?
like that.
Am I
Okay.
thinking that that's going to work?
I think that will work. That's interesting. What do you guys think? Definitely leave it in the comment below. It does say, Adam says Empire Swarm. The only thing, though, is it's EMP's an illicit upgrade. So the only ships that it will go on is all the
Scum
not all the
or
ships.
the
The only
Falcon
scum
or
ships
the
that
freighter.
have yes, right, from the
Yep.
Rebel, because not all the scum ships have an
True,
illicit slot.
true.
But so that would definitely be interesting. Screw cluster.
I just
Seamus
like
writes-
cluster mines for the size,
Proton
for the
bombs.
spread of them. They take up so much more room. But I mean, there are other
proton
awesome,
bombs,
awesome
thermal
options.
thermal detonator. All right, let's move it on. So, Captain Rex, unique, rebel only
Clone Wars.
crew. Yes, I like it, Captain Rex.
And Rebels.
Like the great beard he's got going on there too. He says, after you perform an attack that does not hit, you may assign 1 focus token to your ship. 2 points.
You know, show them what the card looks like.
Oh, I didn't. This whole technology.
I know
thing.
we're all live. It's screwing with us here. So there's that card.
Yes. After you perform an attack that does not hit, you may assign 1 focus token to your ship. I like this because there's a couple different combinations I was thinking about. It's definitely from a support perspective. Like if you have, let's say, a higher skill value pilot and you have this on this ship, and let's say you use your focus on your attack, it's just another way to get another focus. That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
The only thing, though, is it says your attack does not hit, you may assign your focus token to your ship. So that's the only negative. But the interesting here is if you see Captain Rex's ability, let me pull this up. Suppressive Fire, which is the article's name.
One of those new condition cards.
Right. It says when attacking a ship other than Captain Rex, roll 1 fewer attack die. When you declare an attack targeting Captain Rex, or when Captain Rex is destroyed, remove this card. At the end of the combat phase, if Captain Rex did not perform an attack this phase, remove this card. All these condition cards, is it me, or are they just getting really lengthy in text?
I mean, yeah, it's just more stuff we're gonna have to try and figure out, but it's interesting.
You know, and I'm still trying to figure how these mechanics works. They do have, the condition cards, which they talk about, and you saw the other condition
Pretty
cards.
much,
for the
you
other-
put this condition on somebody, you keep Captain Rex in the back,
Yeah.
and they have to roll 1 fewer die.
Yep. Which is nice. While when attacking
So
a
you
ship
run
other
you
than
run Rex as a support, and
in the U-wing, but is it crew Captain Rex, or is the Captain Rex pilot of the TIE? That's what I don't,
I think it's the Captain Rex TIE fighter,
and that's what we need to
the
so-
pilot. I don't think it would be crew.
But see,
But
that
then
doesn't
again,
specify. That's
yeah.
what I think the only thing. So that's
Well, when you shoot at people, you name their pilot. You don't name the crew.
true. But that's what some of the clarification. I think
alright.
that's what we need to look into. And maybe I'm confused on that.
All right, what else we
So we saw Jin. I think we already seen this action.
Yep.
Choose one friendly ship at range 1 and 2. Assign one focus token to that ship
Yeah,
for
we
any
went
new ship
all
in the same
over all
firing arc.
those.
We went through this in the previous video about some wave tough instead of wave 10, but this was already existing. But I mean, this is a lot of new stuff, and this is just one ship
Yeah.
out of all of them.
Yeah.
I can't wait till they actually start releasing like the U-wing stuff. They can start talking about the Kylo Ren's shuttle what they're going to come
Yeah.
out with. And
So much more cool stuff coming.
there's a lot of stuff. The biggest thing is like everybody's been asking us because we do have SlingPaint ninjas that's roaming around the earth here. It lets us know when different things come out. We don't know when they're going to come out, but everybody's thinking in like November, late November,
Thinking
early
Christmas.
December time
Definitely
frame.
around Rogue One.
That would be awesome if they did release it for Rogue One trailer coming out. That would make sense. But then again, the Heroes of the Resistance pack is coming out in 2 weeks now, which I'm excited about.
Not even 1 week.
1 week. Oh, that's right. Next
It'll
week.
be out next week. Yeah.
That's right. The 28th.
27th. Today's the 19th. So yeah.
Yeah. So with that coming out, that took, Heroes of the Resistance came out. I'm sorry, Heroes of the Resistance. The Force Awakens movie came out almost a year ago, and we're now seeing Heroes of the Resistance in the pack. So who knows when this will come out? Hopefully it will come out in Christmas time. We can take advantage of it. But there's so many different, the quad jumper ship that I really want to know more about. There's just also the quad jumper
Yeah,
ship.
they haven't released a lot about that one.
No.
And then there's the missing SKU that everybody keeps trying to figure out what it is too.
Yes,
I'm
that's
still thinking
right.
Epic Scum ship, but
Really?
I really want to see that. Yeah.
I hope they do come out with one, but I don't know if they.
We need a Star Viper fix.
That too. Definitely.
So.
'Cause we'll see what happens. All right. So what do you guys think about the whole suppressive fire article? Definitely leave in the comments below.
Oh no. And also go to our forums on slingpaint.com and leave it there too.
Yes.
Hey.
The other thing that, before I wanted to go, was Heroes of Resistance is coming out in a week. Ideas? Any crazy lists?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was thinking of doing Han with some cluster missiles, was it? Or salt missiles, that's what it was.
Okay.
Starting off behind enemy lines.
Really? That
Rushing
close?
forward.
You know what the funny part is? You're going to start freaking out a lot of, like especially Imperial Ace list builds that are, they set up and they usually set up on the other end of the board because they want to be away. And if you make Han the right way, and if he's the higher skill value pilot and he gets to place last,
I mean, it's a one-time use, thing. The way I was looking at
Yep.
it, because you got to start right outside of range 3, but those missiles are range 2 to 3. So, and then you deal 1 damage to everybody else around at range 1.
that's going to be nasty.
So-
Like I was thinking about putting, like engine upgrade, Han Solo, right? Title with the Segnors.
Okay.
All right.
The new title.
Yeah, the new title. And what I was thinking about is like you're lining them up like 3 right from them. What the rule is, you have to be 3 just past the 3 distance around them, and then potentially you can do like a 3 or 4 depending on how they're positioned. And if they move forward up 1 and they get behind you, or if
Right.
you get behind them, then you can hard turn and you're always constantly behind them. Now, when they're
They
going to
gotta
see you,
fight to get around behind
yeah,
it,
they're
yeah.
going to set you up.
You're going
and
to see a bunch of K turns and
something interesting.
Yeah.
But the cool part about it is it brings the fight on that end, right?
oh yeah.
The only thing though is your other ships, you're
Are
going to
gonna-
need to give Han
Oh, you're going to need to fly.
real fast. And if they set up their ships, like if I say, let's say, set up a ship on this corner of the board, right? They usually set up ships on the opposite corner of the board. And the problem is though, is my support ship's here, and if I put Han like right in the middle facing them, I got to fly this ship through rocks, through other crap.
Possibly.
To get to and help out Han, but I don't know. Some people are saying to position them behind rocks, like a particular rock, just to give some defensive, firepower. It's going to be interesting. I'm curious I haven't played it yet, but I definitely want to put a list together.
Yeah.
And play this out. But it's coming out in a week. Definitely go to slingpaint.com.
Yeah, let us know what
go to
type
forums
of
and put the listinator and put
Heroes
some
of
of
the
the forums on.
Resistance list you guys are thinking about.
All right. You ready? Oh, you don't know
what
this
am I ready
coming.
for?
Yes,
I
you
don't-
ready
I
for
don't
this?
know
He's like, I don't know. What the? You're
All right,
surprising
he's
me.
already screwing with me because we're in a different place.
Yes, we're in a different place. Guess what? We're gonna pull up an OPL.
Ooh, yeah.
All right.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, and it's gonna be random. You ready? We're gonna go right to our forums.
Completely random OPL. Here we go.
All right. So let me pull up my site here. I'm gonna go so you guys can see what I'm doing.
Are we doing from the forums or are we doing from the list builder so I can actually see what we're talking about?
We're gonna go right to the listinator, right from the forums.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, this is completely random. All right. So I'm gonna go to community. Here we go. Right here. Community's coming up. All right. Drum roll. All right. I got some people I gotta respond to.
For real.
All right. We're gonna scroll down.
Slacker.
Yeah, I am a slacker. We're gonna get right to the X-wing listinator. And
Just randomly.
which
scrolling.
one do you want to go for?
Let's do femme fatales.
Femme fatales.
Sure.
All right.
The
Let's
name
see
jumped
this.
out at me.
All right. So Dan sent this list in. He's got a new list. Femme fatales.
That's funny.
That is funny. Didn't you play that last night?
I played a very similar list last night.
Holy crap! It is. All right. So it's got Kath with HLC,
Okay.
Tail Gunner,
Yep.
Fearlessness. Nice. GS. What's GS? What's GS? Gyroscope? No. Gunner. What's GS? Anybody on the thing in there? GS. All right. Whatever GS is, we got to figure that out.
Glitter stem.
Glitter stem. Thank you. Asajj with K4 Security Droid title.
Yep.
Gyro. Push the limit. Black marker slicer tools. And
The garbage
the
chute.
garbage chute. 100-point list.
So I like this list. I just flew it last night. A very similar list last
It's
night.
nasty.
You have to be careful with how you fly Kath. And honestly, the title on Ventress being a lower pilot skill, you're not going to get any bonuses from the tractor beam really as far as the damage and the agility, but you will be able to put them on rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the list, like, I see where they're going here. So, Fearlessness, they want to get into range 1. They want to do the extra damage. Glitter Stem's focus to help out. Heavy laser cannon so people don't get,
But
bonus.
actually, with Kath, with Fearlessness, does the tail gunner actually work with that
Yeah,
too?
range 1 is range 1.
Range 1 is range 1. So Fearlessness with tail gunner and Kath's ability of rolling an extra die, that's pretty nasty.
Yeah.
That's you're going to be...
So, yeah. So, what I flew was Kath with tail gunner.
Yep.
What
You
else did I
had
have?
actually some kind of
Oh yeah, I had
munitions.
I had the Slave 1 title.
Yep.
Cluster mines because I wanted to see how the new cluster mines worked.
Yep.
What else? I might be able to pull it up on my
I think
phone.
that was it. So what he was flying
Here, I'll
that.
look for it.
So the funny part with that list was he was flying it. I was flying the Baby Blues. Shh. Don't tell anybody. I was flying the Baby Blues, which was 4 T-70 squadron pilots. In a new formation. I was trying a new formation look. And playing that with R2 Astromech, integrated Astromech against his...
The drop agility out of the rear arc. I wanted that extra damage, and I wanted to drop cluster mines when somebody was chasing me. And then with Ventress, I had Push the Limit, Dengar, Black Market Slicer Tools, Engine Upgrade, and the title. Now, the
Last night
first
was
part of the
interesting.
match, it was interesting.
You wanted to quit right away.
I rolled defensive blanks like 4 times in a row. And
So imagine
Kath
4
went,
T-70s.
Kath went
range
down
2
in
of you.
2 rounds.
Yeah, literally 2 rounds.
Well,
4
not 3. I got 2 shots off.
Yeah.
But-
4 T-70s lined up right at Kath and just unleashing holy hell at her. She went down. Didn't even get to shoot off the cluster
No,
cluster mines
no.
at all. That was funny.
Yep, just the defensive dice failed me. It went down in a blaze of glory. The game
But-
lasted a very long time, and Ventress pretty much.
Ventress is what surprised me.
Yeah.
We played it only a couple times, and Ventress
I was
is-
able to arc dodge you a good bit with boost and put you on tractor beams or boosted you out of your firing arc
Yes,
at key times.
several times.
So yeah,
And also the other thing too, so you had boost on her. You also had Dengar, which helped you out
yeah.
a lot.
free rerolls.
Yes. So the
What,
whole
for
thing,
one die?
the whole thing with that list was he kept me at range and he kept me at and just like basically just tracking me right on rocks. I would be like lining up the perfect shot, and of course he had to shoot first because I'm shooting, a Policy value of 2, my baby blues, and he was basically threw me right on a rock, and I couldn't shoot at all. I was livid. I had target locks up to galore on Ventress, couldn't use any of them, and he basically, when Kath went down, you had actually, I think it was just like 3 baby blues at full health and 1 hurting bad.
One kind of hurting.
Yeah, and then
because I parked on a rock the first time, the second
Ventress.
round with Ventress, I wasn't able to shoot. Again with
Vassal.
Vassal,
but the whole thing with
flat,
that,
it's hard to see, but
she took down, Ventress took down 4 T70s. Now,
it took a while.
if the tournament game, we were
would've
talking
won.
about this, time-wise, I probably would have won.
But I'm still counting it as a win since
No, it's not an official. We didn't finish the game. It was like
But-
a 3-hour-long game we played.
was
on
a long
Vassal.
time,
It was a
yeah.
long game. We kept on going back and forth. Then
Vassal
Ryan
games
joined us.
yeah,
We were talking to him.
They take a little bit longer with all the chatting.
All right, so
So-
Dan on this list, I like what you have here.
I
would
love
give
the thought of it. I would like to try this just to see how it goes versus. I'm not a fan of gyroscopic because you're
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of
a little-
showing
if-
people, but at the same time, like we found out last night, push the limit on Ventress. You're gonna get very predictable too with boost.
There was-
I mean,
there
I
was a-
was literally just doing a tight circle, 3 hards.
He
with
had,
boost
in the beginning of the
whole
game,
night.
he had Ventress's mobile arc set in the inside, and he was just going like this all the way around. And he was just, and I tried to block several times, and no matter what I did, he went the other way. I tried to block both ways, and he was able to still just, just get past it, and I was able to boost out of my arc. And then at any one given time, I only have 1 ship shooting at him, which is not the power of my list. My power of my list is all the ships shooting at him. It was hard. It was hard to get past.
Yep.
I couldn't do it.
So.
But Dan, I like your list, and if you guys have any lists that you want to post up, remember, go to slingpaint.com, go to the community section, and go
We're
to
gonna get
the
back to
list
doing
donator.
OPLs because you guys missed them.
OPLs.
So
All
there's
right.
the first one.
So we got cool parts is right after this stream. So we're going to end this stream in a couple minutes here,
Yep.
a couple secs, and we're going to start a new stream. And that new stream, we're going to have some commentary, and we're going to have some
By
people
couple
playing.
secs, he means anywhere from 5 minutes to 30 minutes, probably.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll have a little break in between. How's that sound?
But
All right.
you should get the notification when we go live again.
Yes, definitely. Hello from Wisconsin. I like that. Been,
Yeah, we saw that
Blake
Blake
was
is
in here?
sick.
Blake, you're
yeah,
sick?
he's on there.
Blake, you could have been on the live feed here. All right. With that, like I said, we're going to wrap the show up. We're going to start another live stream with the match, and we're going to be doing some commentary over the match. This is one thing that we wanted to do, hence why we're here. We actually have some playroom to do this, and at the same time with the lights and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, get some other people playing matches, so you don't just see us playing all the time.
Yes. All right. We'll see you guys in a few minutes. Remember, slingpaint.com, also facebook.com/slingpaint, twitter.com/slingpaint. All the Sling Paints, Instagram, you name it. You can definitely check in the links below in the description. Also, check out our stores. We have a T-shirt store with a bunch of different T-shirts. You can get Sling Paint shirts and Sling Paint paraphernalia. That sounds like a bad word when you say it that way.
It does.
And also Sling Paint tokens. We've been doing a lot of different designs. We have a couple new designs coming up. But take a look at our Etsy store and our Store NV store.
There you
We'll
go,
go from
Blake.
there.
Rub some dirt on it. We'll
Screw
see you
it.
in a
I'm
little
gonna
bit.
take. All right, there you go, Blake. All right, we'll see you guys in a few, about 15, 20 minutes. Take it easy.
All right.